Before kings and empires, before cities and civilizations, there was only a family, the first family of mankind. A father chosen as the very first prophet, a mother who carried the hope of humanity and their children, the future of the world. But hidden in their hearts lay the seeds of envy, rivalry, and betrayal. And from that seed grew the first tragedy to ever stain the earth with blood. It all began when Adam, the first man created by Allah, and his wife Hawa lived with their children on the young earth. They had been sent down from paradise after their mistake, but Allah's mercy gave them a new beginning. They were entrusted with raising humanity, with carrying the flame of guidance through their children. Among those children were two sons, Habeel and Qabeel. Habeel was gentle, soft-hearted, and obedient to his parents and to Allah. His nature was calm like a flowing river. He loved animals, and so he became a shepherd, taking care of the flocks that provided food and clothing for his family. Qabeel, on the other hand, was strong and hard-tempered. He tilled the land, working with the soil and the crops. He was proud of his strength, but inside him lived a restlessness, an envy that would soon become destructive. Days passed, and Adam guided his children in worshipping Allah. But as the sons grew older, Allah commanded that each child must marry. To maintain balance, Adam was instructed that the children born in the same birth would not marry each other, but instead, each son would marry from the twin sister of the other. It was in this divine rule that the test of faith began. Habeel was destined to marry a sister more beautiful than the one destined for Qabeel. Qabeel's heart burned with jealousy. He could not accept that his younger, gentler brother would marry the woman he desired. His envy grew like fire, eating away at his heart. One day, Adam called both his sons. To settle the matter, he told them, "Offer a sacrifice to Allah. The one whose sacrifice is accepted will be the one chosen by Allah." This was the moment when the fate of mankind changed forever. Habeel took from the best of his flock, a strong, healthy animal that he had cared for with love. He placed it upon the altar, his heart pure with sincerity. Qabeel, however, full of pride and arrogance, brought spoiled grains from his harvest. He chose the worst of his crops, keeping the best for himself. Their sacrifices lay before Allah, and then, in the silence of that moment, a sign came. A flame descended from the sky and consumed Habeel's sacrifice. Qabeel's offering lay untouched, rejected. The message was clear. Allah accepts only from those who are sincere. Habeel bowed his head in humility, grateful to Allah. Qabeel's face, however, twisted with rage. His pride was shattered, his jealousy turned into hatred. His eyes burned as he stared at his brother, and then came the words that would mark the first threat in human history. Qabeel said, "I will kill you." Habeel, calm and unshaken, looked at his brother with sorrow, not fear. He replied, "If you raise your hand against me to kill me, I will not raise mine against you. For I fear Allah, the Lord of all worlds. I want my sin and your sin to be upon you, so you will be among the people of the fire. That is the reward of the wrongdoers." But Qabeel's heart was deaf. His envy had grown into something monstrous. Day and night the thought consumed him, until finally, in a moment of rage, he struck his brother, and thus the earth drank the blood of Habeel, the first murder in the history of mankind. The silence after the act was louder than any scream. Qabeel stood over his brother's lifeless body, his hands trembling, his soul heavy. He had done what no one before him had ever done. He had taken a life, but now a new question haunted him. What do I do with the body? Days passed. The lifeless body of Habeel lay before him, and guilt began to eat at his heart. His arrogance faded, replaced by panic. He looked at the sky, the earth, the animals. None could guide him. And then Allah, in his wisdom, sent a lesson. Two crows appeared before Qabeel. They fought until one killed the other. Then the surviving crow dug into the soil, burying the body of its companion. Qabeel watched, stunned. "Woe to me," he cried. "Am I not even capable of being like this crow, so I may hide the body of my brother?" Shame covered him as he buried Habeel. his hands stained with blood, his heart stained with regret. But history had been written. The first murder, the first crime, the first betrayal among mankind. And so began the story of human struggle between good and evil, envy and righteousness, obedience and rebellion. If this story has gripped you so far, take a moment to subscribe to our channel. Your support helps us bring more untold stories of history and faith to light. Don't miss the next chapter of mankind's journey. But the story of Habeel and Qabeel is not just a tale of the past. It is a mirror for the future. Allah revealed in the Quran. Because of that, we decreed upon the children of Israel that whoever kills a soul, unless for a soul or for corruption done in the land, it is as if he had slain mankind entirely. And whoever saves one, it is as if he had saved mankind entirely. Surah Al-Ma'idah 5:32. The tragedy of Qabeel reminds us of the darkness that envy can create, how unchecked desire can destroy lives, and how disobedience to Allah brings ruin. And Habeel, the first victim of oppression, became a symbol of patience, faith, and sacrifice. His blood became a witness before Allah, and his story a reminder for all generations. As the centuries passed, mankind multiplied. Kingdoms rose, nations formed, prophets were sent, but the lesson of Habeel and Qabeel remained carved into the soul of humanity, that envy leads to destruction, that arrogance blinds the heart, and that every act has consequences. This was the untold story of Habeel and Qabeel, the first murder in human history. A story of envy, of patience, and of lessons that echo through time. If you found this powerful, share it with others, so the world never forgets where the struggle of good and evil truly began. Don't forget to subscribe and join us for more untold stories from the dawn of history.